Yes, guys, welcome to another episode of The Take On. Before we get into it, we've got a quick message from Flex. Let's see what he's got to say, then we can get into the thick of it.
What's going on, people? It's me, Flex. I just had to let you know I'm here at train station, and you know what that means. I've got big news coming. Tomorrow there's going to be an announcement. I've got big news coming. It is regarding Manchester United. Andre Onana. Yeah, there's news coming tomorrow. Yeah, I'm at the train station. You know what that means. That means there's big Man United news coming. Yeah, and it's coming tomorrow. Yeah, train station exclusive. Yeah, when you see the train lines. Yeah, when you see the platform settings, you know what's around the corner. Only joking, Ria, man. Only joking. Listen, I wouldn't do that to the GOAT. I ain't got big news coming. But it is Andre Onana week. I will tell you that. Long are the days of kicking the ball into the stands under pressure. Long are the days of passing the ball to Maguire, not knowing what to do with the ball, panicking. Yeah, it's going to be a new dawn. However, big up to David De Gea, Manchester United legend. We didn't handle it correctly. We shouldn't have. But it is going to be a new dawn at Man United, a new era. And Erik ten Hag is going to get his man. So I'm excited about that. I don't like the way we did it, but I like the fact that we came to the right conclusion in the end. I think he's going to be so transformative for this Manchester United team as well. So listen, Danny, Anton, hold down the fort, because I'm away following the boys through pre-season. I don't want to see any madness. I'll be checking in at the crazy takes. I will be checking in. Okay, so you will be held accountable. Okay, and as for the Arsenal fan and the fan takes, they said deep down Flex is just scared of Arsenal. No, I'm not scared of Arsenal. I just want Arsenal fans, like Anton says, really, to just relax. There's some Arsenal fans out there saying they've got a shot at getting Mbappé and we're top 2 projects in the world and all of this stuff. Just let Arteta cook. Enjoy your signings. That's all I'm saying. Not scared. That's all. Anyway, peace. Have a good show.
Well, first, I need to get into the fact that he hammered De Gea and then tried to reverse. What did he say? Long are the days of it going into Rosehead, going into the stand. It's a new dawn.
Disrespect.
It's a liberty. That's out of order. I saw you on Twitter, Flex, saying to people it's disrespectful the way that Man United fans are talking about De Gea, and now you're doing it. But seriously, Cams, as a Man United fan, are you on the same page as Flex?
I don't know what page he's on. Do you know what I mean? He's sitting on the fence, so I don't know what page he's on. But look, I'm in the page where, I'm happy to see De Gea leave the club. Like, I'll be honest, like, I personally don't think he's a Man United legend. I think Man United have lots of legends. I think he's a great, he was a great player for Man United, but legend, I'm not too sure. When I think of legends, I think of Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Rio, Rooney, and them type of names. Not much De Gea, so I'm not in that boat. But I am, as I said, like, I'm happy to see him go because Man United need to move on now. Man United needs to move on. We need to move forward. Everyone in football now has a modern goalkeeper. When Pep Gvardiol came into City, he got in Bravo, and then he got in Edison, Ramsdale at Arsenal, Alisson at Liverpool. Man United need to move forward. We know De Gea, he's a good shot stopper and stuff, but as Flex said, in terms of the word transformative, I think this is a transformative signing with someone like Onana, because everything starts from the back, right? We are not able to play any type of way when we have David De Gea, and we've seen it in the Sevilla games. We saw it in the Man City game in the final. Look, I'm tired of the days of De Gea costing Man United now. So thank you for your services, but adios.
Yeah, I think that's pretty right. The way football's played now, if you want to be the best in Europe or the best in our league, you've got to be able to play and keep the ball. And United for too long, Varane and Martinez, quality on the ball, but the keeper isn't or wasn't. Mm-hmm. So bringing in a keeper who's comfortable means you've got a third centre half.
How good is it though, Murph, when you've got a goalkeeper who is competent and confident on the ball? It makes a massive difference.
It makes a big difference because what happens is it discourages the press. Good teams will still try and press United because that's what a high energy Newcastle, Liverpool have got good players. They'll have a go. But when you know what it's like, you press a few times and you get popped.
Yeah.
Or he pings the keeper all of a sudden, you're putting a bit of pressure on and he, like Edison or Allister do, and they fire one over the press into someone's chest, or even we've seen the long ball sometimes, from City on occasion with his, he's got the best left foot goalkeeper, or the best passing I've seen in the world, really. But Onana's going to be a huge plus in that respect because it means the better players at United will then be much more comfortable giving it him, taking it back off him, and not panicking themselves. Yeah. And also, you know, he's a good goalie. Mm-hmm. There's a way you want to play, which is right, and you need a new keeper for that. But he's also a very competent goalkeeper, because this myth that you just got to be able to do good, you're still going to have to make really good saves, aren't you? You know, you saw the it's kind of contradicting it a little bit, but Pope's job at Newcastle was to improve them, and he has, with his presence, with his shot stopping. Now, they don't play the way United want to play, so he's fine there. It's not a problem. But Ten Hag wants to play that way.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Just for the take on, you're mentioning Nick Pope. I'm going to say Dan Burn and all, because remember, I got hammered for saying that Dan Burn was a reason why Newcastle are doing so well. So just for the take, for you fans out there,
well, the whole collective,
but giving me jib. Dan Burn played a part too. Okay.
Yeah, he did. But the signing, if he gets over the line, it makes United better.
Yeah.
It makes them better. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that.
It's not like Man United. You know what I mean? People are talking about, De Gea. Some people are talking about, like, you know, De Gea going, respect to legend, blah, blah, blah. But at some point, Alex Ferguson had to tell Roy Keane, listen, I'm going to have to bring in like a Michael Carrick, for example. Roy Keane wasn't, you know, falling in line with his ideas. He had to move him on. We've seen legends of the club. Schmeichel had to go. We've seen legends of the club have to leave. And that's just the reality of being at a big club. Like, there was look at Man City, for example. Look at Haaland is in there. Pep wasn't fighting for his life to keep Aguero. Like, listen, mate, you're a legend, but your time's done, and that's the way big teams need to move. So we've been way too sentimental. We've given guys 5-year, 6-year contracts. It's sometimes a circus at United, and I'm happy to see a manager come in and just be like, listen, thanks for the services, and that's it.
Are you not worried though, because obviously in past tense, Onana has been a bit of a player who's caused maybe disharmony in dressing room, especially for his country, being sent home because he didn't agree with Rigobert Song, the manager. Does that not concern you a little bit?
No, I 100% don't agree with walking away from your nation. You know, if you're there and a manager asks you to do something, you should do it. It's for country especially. I feel like there's listen, I've never played for my country. You guys have represented England in one way or another, and I can never imagine turning my back, you know, and just saying, listen, I'm going to go home from a World Cup, you know? So I don't agree with that at all. But look, what it does say is that he wanted to still play short. So if he wants to play his way, that's the way I want Man United to play.
Do you know what it is?
You know what I mean? A little bit.
I'll tell you what it is. And I'll try and spin it as a positive for United fans who've got any concern about somebody having a bit of character. Yeah. Right? Him and Songy go back a little way anyway. And I think it was more to it than just playing out from the back from what I heard. But somebody who's got an opinion, got fire in his belly, a belief in a certain way, is the type of character I want in my dressing room. Yeah. That says to me, if something needs to be said or he's got an opinion, he'll say it. Yeah. He's not going to be stupid enough to walk into Man United, new club, and start dictating to the manager. but at least it sounds like he's got some, you know, character. Too many nodding dogs. You need a few leaders. 100%. Well, how many times are we saying there? Not enough leaders.
Yeah.
He looks like a leader.
Yeah.
Have you got any stories from playing where maybe you might have spoken out? Or was you that type of character where you spoke out and like it wasn't met well with the manager?
Yeah, I have. I during my first season at Fulham, we were struggling. Roy had just come in, and I spoke out in one particular game too much out after the game about what they should have done and didn't do from the bench. So he said to me in front of everyone in the changing room that I won't be playing the next game, basically. Not as simple as that, but and I wasn't. Because of my outburst, I was devastated. You know, and you just later go, why didn't I shut up? Yeah. But I actually believed in what I was saying in the moment. And more often than not, managers respect you having a pop if it's not all effing and blinding. If it's said with some constructive criticism. I don't remember too many occasions where
you speak out again after?
Not in front of everyone, not like that.
But you became the captain in the club, right?
After that.
So deep down, he must have liked it. Yeah. Deep down, he liked it.
I was a bit disrespectful. Yeah. But I was basically saying what they did was stupid in terms of the changes and that. and he wasn't having it, which was, it kind of set the tone a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
I'm laughing because there's been many.
Has there?
I'll be honest, there has been many. I was quite opinionated. And if I believed in something, I would say it, you know, and sometimes it would get me in trouble, sometimes it wouldn't. I learned as I got older to sometimes wait until to go into their office and speak one-on-one.
Yeah, that was the way.
But sometimes, you know what it's like, Murph, like when you're in a game, the emotions that are running through you, because it's such an emotional game, football. When you come in and you've lost or you've been shit yourself, sometimes you just have to get stuff off your chest. And I was very much like that.
I do remember coming in half time once, but Leeds at home, Rio was playing for Leeds actually. They were giving us an hiding 2-0 down at Anfield. And you know when you're fuming?
The one where he scored?
No, I didn't score.
No, Rio scored.
Oh, he might have done. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Rio on the score sheet.
And he come in, Ulier come in, and lads were kicking off and blaming everyone, and I was having and he just turned around to me and Patrick Berger, and he just said, "Danny, Patrick, you've had enough shower." And I was just like, I don't think it's because of what I said, it was because of how shit I was in the first half, but you know when you just get cut straight away.
Of course. But moving on, let's talk some of the transfers that are potentially in the pipeline. Harry Kane to stay at Spurs, or does he leave and go to Bayern Munich?
I'm going Bayern Munich. What about you?
No, go on. Tell me why first.
I'm going Bayern Munich because, look, you've been at Spurs a long time. You're the all-time scorer of the country and the club. You know, you're a legend. You're probably going to get a statue if you really want. I don't see the incentive of staying just because, he wants to beat Alan Shearer's record. You know, like, look, Alan Shearer's got the record, but what else has Alan Shearer got? He's got a Premier League title. He's not just the top scorer of the Premier League. He's got a title to show it as well. So I don't, you know, you're seeing all these conversations like, look how good Harry Kane is, yeah? You're getting these conversations about whose career would you rather have, Jamie Vardy's or Kane? Like, with all due respect to Vardy, Kane's on another level to Vardy. And the fact that these conversations are happening is embarrassing for Harry Kane. I'm going Bayern Munich. I'm trying to win a Champions League. I'm trying to get my name in the stats for top Champions League scorers. Of course, he's at a certain age, but he's got like 25 Champions League goals in like 20-something games. Kane will score on all levels. So I'm going to Bayern Munich. I'm replacing Lewandowski. Obviously, he went the season before, but Mane didn't really.
They need someone.
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be linchpin. I'm going to be loved by two clubs. And my name, once I get some Bundesligas, potentially win a Champions League, I can now be in conversations with the all-time great strikers, not Jamie Vardy and stuff. Do you know what I mean? With all due respect. But listen, the record is great. You're already number 2. What's wrong with being number 2 and having a lot of trophies? I don't see what's the difference. 1, 2 is not real difference, man.
It's different.
There's only 2 reasons why you'd stay in there, really, I think, when you break it down. One is to break the record, and the other one's family. If he's happy where they're happy, kids in school, all that. I'm with you. I'm going Munich because although people keep doing this thing, I was hearing this yesterday, people talking about nobody cares about Bundesliga titles. Fine if you love the Premier League and that, but people who know football, European football, Bayern Munich's one of the biggest clubs in the world. Yeah. Winning that title is a trophy, it's a medal, and he's going to score how many goals in that team with the quality they've got? And you are bang on, by the way, because Champions League is realistic. I know City are brilliant, and I know Madrid have had a good run. Munich
gave them a game.
Are coming. They've got some brilliant young players. Musiala, they've got the wingers, Coman, people like that. They've got some talent. And I think he's got more chance of winning the Champions League there than anywhere else he can go. What's his other option? I'd say he's got more chance of Munich winning Champions League than Man United.
Yeah, he's their missing piece, really.
Would you say that?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So even if United was an option, which I think it isn't.
No. If United option, he comes United. No. If United option, he comes United. Because, you know, he's with an English club and he can
break the record.
2 things at the same time, potentially.
Good take or bad take? Man, if you've got a choice, you've got more chance of winning the Champions League in Munich than United.
I know a lot of the Man United fans will be watching, but it's a great take, in my opinion.
It is.
It's a great take.
Even agree.
He's got more chance of winning trophies, 100% at Bayern Munich. But I do think honest. Man United will be the more attractive move to Harry Kane.
Because you can try and do both.
You can try and do both. And also I feel like being the catalyst to restoring Man United to where they are, I think that's a attractive
Challenge,
thing.
yeah. And another massive club. Let's be honest.
Bigger club. We're bigger. We're bigger.
Just get that in.
Yeah, just to say, innit?
What about Dybala to Chelsea? How does that fit, Murph?
He's a quality player, but do they need another
In between
10 winger to strike? You know, they need a striker.
Yeah.
Well, they have got strikers, but a proper established one. Kane would do them. Not that he's going to go there, but I'm not sure they need it. They need midfielders at the minute. They've sold Kovačić. Kante's gone. Loftus-Cheek went. Someone else has gone as well, and they lost another one. And even at the back, right? Mount's gone. So I'm not sure they want to be, depending on what they're, because financial fair play, I think Chelsea want to be prioritising other positions. But it moves us on quickly, actually. I'm interested in your thing. I think we touched on it. Levi Colwill has had this great tournament for the 21s. Seen him do well at Brighton. Badiashile is signed. Is there much difference there? Would you probably even say, would you have Colwill ahead of, maybe not, maybe similar? They've gone and bought a player when they've got him.
Yeah, Badiashile is quality, man.
He is.
Would you have him ahead of Colwill?
I have to prioritise Colwill because he's a Cobham. He came from Cobham, and
But do they care though?
You can't get rid of Levi Colwill. I just don't think. I think as an English player, he can potentially, he's linked with Liverpool. Letting him go to a rival, just the same way of Mason Mount, and obviously it wasn't direct, but KDB, Salah, like letting these guys end up at a rival, I just think will be too much to. It's not a good look for Chelsea at all. I feel sorry for Badiashile because he's actually really good.
He's decent, I like him. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm saying he's similar. In terms of his athleticism, he can play. And even I'm looking at Chelsea over the years. They let Tomori go. They let Guehi go.
Yeah,
he's good, doing well at Palace. Talk of him getting another big move. So, in terms of Colwill, there is the suggestion that he wants to play, but he doesn't want it to be another loan. And I understand because you want to get settled somewhere. But Liverpool, although I'd love to see him, he's not going to play.
You don't think so?
Well, Virgil and Konate.
Virgil move over to the right.
Virgil probably have to. But Konate is good.
I don't think you start telling Virgil where to move, do you? Just going to edge you over for the young kid here.
Yeah, putting a bit of balance in the team.
You think Konate? You'd have. I think if Trent's going to play that role,
you need
Konate next to him.
But
if he wants to play Colwill, he's better going on loan to Brighton again.
I'd done a piece on Colwill on 5. He is a joke. This is when he was on loan at Huddersfield.
Right.
So his first loan move. The way he was like a seasoned pro. Watching his clips, he's like a seasoned pro, and he just got better and better. What he was doing in the Championship, he brought it to Brighton and done it in the Premier League. That is composure on the ball. I said it in that clip. He's the closest I've seen to Rio.
Really?
I
remember that clip. Yeah.
In terms of the fact he's got that Rolls Royce feel about him, that competence on the ball. Knows he backs himself defensively.
How big is he?
He's good in the air.
He's like 6'3", I think.
He's a little bit taller than me. But he just oozes class and he oozes his confidence and he's calming.
The problem they've got then, he's got 2 years left on his deal. So if he won't sign a new one,
they have to sell him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I agree with Anton because I'm a massive fan of Colwill. I think he's unreal. So I would definitely keep him at Chelsea. Look, and there was a similar situation last season at Arsenal. Saliba was like, I'm not coming back unless I play. They signed Ben White. He was a centre-back at the time. I'm not coming to just sit on a bench. He just won the French Young Player of the Year or something like that. And then you look at the impact Saliba had onto the Arsenal team this year. I genuinely think Levi Colwill can go into Chelsea and make a Saliba level.
Could he play
impact.
left back? Because Chilwell's not fit all season, is he? No,
I don't see him as a full-back.
Unless they do like some inverted
or free centre halves
kind of thing.
If they go to free centre halves, he plays. He has to play.
Poch doesn't like free centre halves.
But I just think for his development, he's either got to stay and play or he's got to go on loan. One or the other. Or not even. I think he's done enough to get a move. Yeah. If Liverpool really want him, go and get him.
I'll be happy with that.
Just won the under-21 tournament without conceding a goal.
What a signing that would be though.
Yeah,
even
honestly,
Man United.
I'm taking him. Well, we got Lissandro, but I'm taking him all day.
But he might not come back the same player.
No, I'm taking him. I'm taking him back over.
Who?
Martinez. He might not come back the same player.
Oh, come on, that's...
No, he might not.
They say you're writing him off too early.
He hasn't been out that long, has he?
I'm having a Carragher moment.
Nah,
he's too small.
I thought he was though.
Did you?
I have to say, I know we've gone off track, but Martinez, when he first come in the team, I was thinking, oh my God, could be the worst sign I've ever seen. Talk about flipping opinion.
Yeah.
Even me, I have to say, I've watched a lot of football and I thought, if you've got teams coming up against him, they're just going to play on him. But he works it out.
Yeah.
100%.
How good is he on the ball as well?
Unreal. And this is why I'm excited for Onana, man. Just adds to it, you know. Adds to the
If
quality.
he comes, if.
No, he's gonna
I
come.
think he'll be done.
He's gonna, as flex. Hey, listen, if it don't happen, we're on to flex, you know, for Onana week.
Exactly. I want to touch on quickly before we move on. Scamacca at West Ham to Roma. I've seen a lot of stuff coming out of him saying about it'll be great to play for Jose Mourinho and he can make him a better player and improve him. My thoughts on this as a West Ham fan really is Mikel Antonio's away at the Gold Cup. You just come back from injury. It's an important time of the season, which is pre-season, to actually showcase what it is that you can do. Instead of talking about this type of stuff, why not just get your head down, use the minutes that you're going to get in pre-season away in Australia to show the manager, David Moyes, that you're more than competent of taking an number 9 spot. Because Antonio is going to need rest because he hasn't had much rest. So you're going to play a lot more this year.
Might even go.
Or he could, you just never know. But for me, Scamacca's just got to put his head down.
Well, I'll tell you what it says to me, reading between the lines, what those comments says, or you said he said there, he's quoted, I think. That says to me he's had a conversation with him. You don't say that.
Potentially.
Why would you say that? Unless you've been tapped up. Mourinho said to him, say this, say that, I bet you.
Potentially.
Well, you wouldn't turn around unless you've had you know they want you. You wouldn't start saying, Rome's my home. It's a dream to scenario to have Jose as a manager. Unless you've spoke to them. Would you ever say that?
He knows what he's doing because he knows if he says that to Jose's going to be thinking, right, who's this guy?
Well, no, I think
You
he's
think he's
already
already spoken to him, yeah.
You think?
I just don't think, why would you, if you're a West Ham fan reading that, you're thinking, excuse me, mate,
Yeah.
have some respect for the club.
Yeah. And that will be happening at West Ham, 100%.
I mean, 3 goals in 16 appearances. It's not like
he didn't play as much.
Yeah, it's not like he turned it up. You know what I mean? Like you're talking about if Mikel Antonio isn't fit or needs a rest, Scamacca should never. When he came into the club, he should have been it shouldn't be if Antonio is not fit. It should be if Scamacca's not fit, Antonio plays. So rightfully there, he's been a flop.
At the start of
Yeah.
at the
He's been
start
a
of
flop so
at the
far,
start of
so-
last season when he came, I was doing the Europa Conference League game, the first one, at the Olympic Stadium, and Dec and Creswell weren't playing, and I was asking him about Scamacca before the game, and seriously, both of them went, "What, like?"
Player, yeah.
He's a player. The way he strikes a ball, the way he's confident in his ability.
I was at the Fulham game, was it? Or Bournemouth? Fulham or Bournemouth, or both. And the Fulham game, I think it was, he was quality.
His movements.
He had a
his
really
movements
good
fine.
link up with Paqueta. And I thought they've signed a decent player here, but it's fallen off for him.
His movement's unbelievable, by the way. Like especially when the ball's wide, his movement's fantastic.
Just on, because talking about strikers, actually, it's worth touching because we've got you here about Man U. Who are they going to get the 9? They need a 9, don't they?
Yeah, we desperately need a 9. I mean, the Harry Kane dream doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
No.
Daniel Levy trying to sell to Man United, I just don't see it
Do
happening.
you have the money if you get an Onana?
Yeah, they must have.
Nah. Apparently,
For financial fair play.
They must have.
I don't know. Like from what's being reported, usually it's like United have all the money in the world and we just throw it everywhere. But this year it's like FFP or what's going on with the takeover. There's all so much stuff going on that as fans we don't actually know how much we have. But it looks like we're gonna go for Højlund at Atalanta, the young striker. And in all honesty, like he looks like a good goal scorer. He looks like a top player. I think he scored 6 goals already in the World Cup qualifiers or Euro qualifiers. And you look at him as a profile, it's what Manchester United need. And you look at the strikers that Man United have signed over the years, they're all old. As Lukaku's the youngest striker we've signed. Every single striker after that is stopgap. Oh yeah, we'll just get him for a stopgap this year and then we'll go. So I think this is the first time we're actually looking at someone, a good age, good profile. And we just got to get him in. And listen, we got to just trust the manager. If he wants him, bring him in and hopefully they deliver.
Yeah.
But the 9 market, would you guys suggest? The 9 market, I think, is kind of dead in this era at the moment. Do you agree?
The only one that springs to mind that you could get, but you'd have to wait for him, is Tony.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah, and Ivan Toney, it's a mixed opinions on the big clubs, whether they want him or not. And then because Tottenham was a talk of Tottenham, if Harry Kane goes, bringing Toney in. Because he's quite unique the way he plays. And people say, you have to play to his way. I'm not so sure about that. I think he's quite adaptable, but he scores goals in the Prem. It's just not the fashionable name that United fans think.
Yeah.
And I don't think you'd have to pay the earth to get him. I don't think you'd anywhere near 100. You're probably nearer 50 than 100. That'd be fair.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another kind of outside of the box way of thinking. The problem is with the ban, they want him at the start. Don't
Yeah,
they?
Ten Hag is 10. I'd take Tony. But Ten Hag is high, really high on having players in pre-season.
Yeah.
So
Which
not
makes
having
sense.
him till January.
Yeah.
It'll be tough, and we've just gone through Weghorst, and listen.
Your laugh tells me something.
Let me not say too much on that one, man. Honestly.
Your laugh tells me that he was decent.
Nah.
At least he tried. God loves a try.
Nah, listen, him and Martial, I've suffered, man.
Do you know what that's like? Do you know what that's like? When someone says no to you, but you're a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
Yeah,
You mean
I like
you mean a girl?
Yeah, when a girl
I
says
like
to you,
your personality.
Oh, you're a really nice guy, but no.
that comment is exactly like that.
Exactly.
Let's do some quick fire stuff
Yeah.
on rating the signings this year. Mason Mount and it's 1 out of 1 to 10. Okay. Mason Mount to Manchester United.
7.5.
No, 0.5.
I'm going to give that 7 so far. 7. Because I just want to know where Ten Hag sees him in the team and how he deploys him. But I'm a fan of Mason
He'll
Mount.
play
I think he's
instead
a
of
good
Eriksen.
player.
And because he's a nice guy.
No. He's a top player, man. He's a top player. He's being overhated player for some reason. So I hope he comes and shows everyone what he can do. So I'm going to give it a 7. 7 so far.
I'm going to go strong on Mount. I think he could be a brilliant signing. And I think, although I was going to go safe with an 8, I think in a year's time, we could be saying that's a 9. Honestly, he has got what it takes. Big fan.
I think I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to go 8 because I think he's got everything that Ten Hag wants. Ten Hag has shown if he's got the right players, we've seen glimpses of Man United doing what he's wanted them to do. So I think with the right players, I think you could see an 8 out of him in my opinion.
Comfortable.
André, Onana, if
it happens, I'm giving it a 9. 9, just because I feel like that's so transformative to how Man United want to play. More transformative than Mason Mount. So
but what about
I'm
if
going to give it a 9.
what about if he's got to play out to Maguire?
Listen, Maguire, you better adapt then, you know what I mean? But Maguire, I don't know if he'll be here next season, but if he's playing it out to Lissandro and firing it into Bruno's and getting good pings down to Rashford and stuff, that's what we need.
What about Varane?
Varane, he's more of a defender's defender for me. Like I don't know.
He's still bald.
Oh, he can play.
Do you think so?
Yeah, you
Like,
got to
he
watch
can
close.
play
He can play. I'm telling you.
Hold on a
Promise you.
minute, guys. Is that a bad take?
That's not a bad take.
Is that a bad take?
Look, Varane can play. Listen,
A bit.
No, hold on. To play,
A bit.
to play for Real Madrid, you have to be able to play 100%, and he can play, but I just don't think it's as automatic as a Lissandro, as a Van Dijk, as a
You don't look as
Salibas
comfortable.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little bit too long to turn and stuff, but yeah, I think he's not like a Saliba and that on the ball, you know? He's good.
He doesn't look as elegant doing it, but he
Nah.
does it well. It's
Yeah.
probably
That's
fair.
Kanate's the same though. Don't look elegant,
No, he's all right.
but
Yeah.
he's decent on the ball.
I'd say an 8. I think it's a really solid signing. I mean, you might see the odd error because he's going to they're going to overplay.
Yeah.
And it'll take him a little while just to work it out and the pressure. So I think we might see an odd error early on, but I don't think long term it's going to be. I think it'd be a really good sign.
I think it's going to be a 9 for the simple fact that, like you said earlier, Murph, about playing over presses, playing through presses when he's under pressure, off both feet, by the way, not just one, off both feet. And I think that's the way Ten Hag wants to play. That's the way the United fans want to see their team play, like you've alluded to on many occasions. So I'm gonna call that a 9. Declan Rice to Arsenal.
Go on, you start.
If it happens.
No, don't say if. Don't say if. Don't say if.
If the lawyer's going to take long with it,
Nah, don't say if. You know it's happening.
if the lawyer's going to take long with
it's
it,
just dotting
it
the
could be
I's,
done.
crossing the
It could be done.
T's.
It could be called off. I'm going to say this now. Declan could be the difference for them.
Oh, that's big.
I'm going to say, listen, I've
No,
watched
I hear you.
I've watched him so many
I know
times.
you have, yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of him as a player, as a person.
He is a great lad.
Yeah, people are talking about the fee. He's someone that it ain't going to bother. The fee's not going to bother him one bit. And I think, and I've said this to Arsenal fans, if you do get him, you don't even realise what you've got. If. I'm still saying if, because there's still that little bit of hope. There's still that little bit of hope from me and all the other West Ham fans.
So what are you going, 10?
9.5.
I'll go 9. You're not allowed 0.5. I'll go 9 just because I think it's one of the safest transfers you could ever have. Talk about application, desire, talent. I mean, the only reason
leadership.
The only reason I wouldn't give it 10 is because I think 100 million it's a lot of dough, but it's a brilliant signing. Any club in the world will be happy to have him.
I'm in agreement. Yeah, I'm gonna go a 9. I'm gonna go a 9. It's plus a perfect player to come in. I think there's a few midfielders you look in the Prem that I'm just like, you're a perfect Prem midfielder, and he's one of them. So yeah.
Let's fire through the rest.
Yeah,
of
go
these. Kai Havertz.
I'll go 7 with that.
I'll go 6.
I'm a bit like that.
Yeah, I just don't know
I'm
where he's
unsure
going to play.
play.
I don't know what. I have to see Arteta's idea
Vision.
first.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go
But
6.
talent-wise, got plenty of it.
Yeah.
7.
agree.
I'm going 7.
I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go Alexis McAllister.
That's easy an 8 for me with the value for money. He gives them something they haven't got. He will score and make goals, which most Liverpool midfielders don't.
Yeah.
I think it's a really clever bit of business.
Yeah, I'm going 9. I think this is a great signing. I can't believe Liverpool got him for 35 million. Honestly,
unbelievable.
That doesn't make sense to me. And that needs an investigation or something. Because I don't know how did that happen. Do you know what I mean? And nobody got involved. I think that's crazy. So yeah, I'm going 9 for that. Great signing, man.
I'm gonna go at 8. I will. I think he's gonna add lots to Liverpool's midfield and attacking prowess. I think he's gonna be very, very good. You can pronounce the next one.
Szoboszlai, yeah. Szoboszlai is, I don't know if you've seen much of him. He's tall, athletic, great strike on him. He's more of a forward than a midfielder. People talking about him as a midfielder. He could play ahead of the midfield, if you like, because he's athletic. He could get back, but he's not a defensive-minded player. He's a maker of goals and scorer of goals. And although he's a super talent, and I've done him a couple of times for the national team, Hungary, it's kind of a player. We've got lots of creativity in goals at Liverpool. We've got Jota, we've got Diaz, we've got Nunez, we've got Gakpo, we've got Salah. So I was surprised with the amount, 70 mil.
70 mil, yeah.
He's obviously got a plan for him, and I'm interested to see. We're talking about Arsenal and Havertz, but I have, because of my lack of, I've only seen a bit of him, and I see him in a position that Liverpool don't really play, generally played 3 midfielders for a long time. I don't see him as one of those box-to-box midfielders.
You don't?
Well, not what I've seen of him. He's more of a forward-thinking, bam, I'm in the box. So, 7. I'm going to give it a 7 because I'm just going to have to wait and see where he's going to play. He can play wide as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 6. I don't know where he's going to play. I just don't know much about him.
I'll give it a 6 because I'm hating on that. Because the reason I'm hating on this one is because everyone was celebrating this 70 million deal to Liverpool, saying, oh yeah, he's going to be unbelievable, while slating off 55 million for Mason Mount. So I'm hating on this one, and this is purely out of bias, so I'm going to give it a 6.
Then Nkunku, Chelsea.
8. I think that's a good signing. I think that's what they need. They need someone that can create, that can score
goals. Where will
goals.
he play?
If they're now linked with Turkey and they're linked with Dybala, so now I'm kind of getting a bit confused. But I thought he's going to play in the 10, but I'm starting to have a feeling he might actually play as like a little bit of a 9
False
moving
9.
around. Yeah,
Not sign someone.
Nah, they've signed this Jackson. I think they're just going to stick with him. Yeah, I don't think he is either. So, hey, I don't know, man. As I said, the 9 market is not great. You might have to just find
I'm going to go 7 on this one because although he's got I've seen some super finishing from last season from
I'm
him.
going 8.
I'm not sure he's going to play.
I'm going 8.
You gotta hope he doesn't do a Sancho, innit?
What about if Caicedo goes to Chelsea?
Do a Sancho. I like Sancho as well.
I like him too, but
he's lost a bit of fire.
last season, it's his last chance, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's his last chance. definitely.
Do you know what? Just on that, sorry, we're making it all long-winded, but if United haven't got the dough and they can't get the striker they want through the door, rather than buy someone they don't really want, could you just make Rashford his position and start giving Sancho and Garnacho more? Garnacho's a top player.
Yeah. I think Rashford done really well there last season, but there were still moments where we thought there could be more, you know what I mean? But how do you perfect a role if you don't continue paying it, I guess? But I think Rashford can hold down the fort, but we don't have enough goals in the team to put Rashford as the striker. Because you put him in, is Sancho, you going to give us 15, 20? You're not.
No,
like Rashford scored 30 last season. We scored 50 goals in the league.
Garnacho.
That's early to put so much on him, man.
But Sancho's
Look out!
Early.
He's not. I mean, Garnacho is good, but I don't think he's like, he's not like world beater yet.
I think he's special.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a world beater yet. I think he's good, but he's not a world beater
I'll be
yet.
honest with you,
Yeah.
you've been on here one show,
Yeah.
you could have about 5 bad takes.
No, listen. He's a good player. Garnacho's a good player, but to now say like, listen, you're gonna start week in, week out and deliver for us. The pressure of Manchester United, we've seen this type of stuff happen. Even Rashford had to decline a little bit at one point. Martial did, and Januzaj. We've seen Man United try and put everything on a young player, and then all of a sudden their development stalls. When you look at Fodens and these kind of guys who get time to come in and come out, and Man United want to win big trophies, and I'm not too sure if we put Garnacho there, we're basically saying score us 20 this season. That's
really,
too much.
I'm really hoping that Sancho comes to the fore this season.
I am, yeah.
I think for the simple fact, he comes from the same place I'm from, like around Peckham. I think there's a false narrative going on around him. I think just seeing the pictures that have clearly been edited.
Yeah.
For him to make it look like he's got a belly on him.
Yeah.
I hope he has a really good season.
He's
United
quality,
finish
man.
5th.
Yeah, I just think if they get the right Sancho, and I do agree with you, this could be his last year to prove his worth, 100%. And he's got to understand and know that himself.
The quality's there. The quality's there. Just application.
I just want to see the Sancho that I saw for Dortmund. It was free, and he was in it's like he was playing in the cages in Peckham again. Do you know, that's what I want to see from him. So if you're listening, I know because I know you watch. Yeah. Do your thing, bruv, man. I hope so. I
hope so, man. I hope so.
Caicedo,
that'll be a 9.
8.
I'm going 9. Kovačić.
I like it.
Big fan of Kovačić.
Experience, super player, not enough goal. Not enough. We won't get as many goals as Gundogan or assists. That's not him. So I like it, but 7.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go 7.
I'm gonna go 8 with this guy. I think he's gonna be good. You can pronounce the next one if you want.
Gvardiol.
There you go.
Gvardiol is some player, by the way.
He is. They don't even need him.
They don't even need him.
They don't even need him.
This is what City do, though, isn't it? Stockpile.
Saltfish was on fire last year, by the way.
Well, the thing is, the only thing.
Aki.
but Aki left back, isn't he? He's nailed that down.
Like, he can. Like,
Guardiol's centre half.
When he went to a free, he played at left side centre back.
Yeah, but I think if Laporte's nearing the end, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to probably leave.
And Guardiol's young.
Where does Laporte go?
That's what I'm saying.
Need that Saudi. 15 a year.
Saudi. Whoa. Nah, he needs to go somewhere in Europe, man.
I'll take that. Okay, Harry Kane to Bayern Munich.
Well, we didn't mark him. If Gvardiol, that's a 9. He's as good as there is out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just. It's hard to judge City signings after you just win a treble. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna go with like an 8.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 8.
I'm gonna go a 7, based on the fact that he's gonna have to learn a lot. Like every player that comes in their first year ain't always tops.
Yeah.
And what we see, so I'm gonna go a 7.
Kane to Munich will be a 9 for Munich.
That'll be a 10 for me.
Yeah, actually, well, I don't know why I said 9.
Yeah.
It's gonna be his number. Say it's gonna be.
That's a 10.
It's a 10, isn't it?
What he would do.
10 all round then.
Yeah,
that's a 10.
And last but not least, Kylian Mbappé to Arsenal. I mean, not Arsenal.
To West
all
Ham,
the Arsenal fans are saying we've got a chance of getting him, not to Arsenal but to Real Madrid.
That's a 10 for me.
I think that's a 10 because he's that missing piece now for them to go and dominate European football for a long time.
Where would he play in Madrid's team?
Through the middle.
He will play wherever he wants. The question will be, where did the other lot play, to be honest?
Through the middle.
I'm only thinking because he likes playing on the left, doesn't he?
But I think I think in that team,
Vinicius
Mbappé,
Rodrigo.
Yeah.
And then behind them, oh God.
Bellingham.
Oh my God.
They just signed that Arda Güler player as well. He looks really good as well.
England's Euro under 21s win. We need to look at this squad because how many of the players you think will go on to become future greats and having a career as an England great?
For me, stand out in midfield. I've seen him last season a lot as well. Jacob Ramsey's going to be an England player of the future.
Yeah.
I don't know about a great because that's hard to know how someone's going to go, but I'd be amazed if he wasn't in a full squad in the next couple of years. He just glides past people. I think also you've got
Colwill. I think Colwill will be.
Yeah, well, you've talked about him, and rightly so. So you know more than me. I'm watching him as a centre half. The other guy, well, there's two for me. Gibbs White, who I really like.
Same.
He's got to probably move a little bit higher into a team before he goes to the. Not that you can't play for England if you're playing for Forest. That's disrespectful. But what I mean is, when you're playing in a better team with the ball more, and he scores more and creates, he'll get noticed more.
So basically, if he weren't at Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it happened to Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish played more when he was struggling for Man City than when he was tearing up the league for Aston Villa.
And the other one, who I've banged the drum for him for a while, and some people have gone against me on it, and I said it when he was at Everton, and some people go, nah, you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. Anthony Gordon is going to be a top player.
You're a big fan of him, yeah?
Do you know why? He can play different positions, first and foremost. And he's got skill, and he's 2 foot, and he goes past people, but he's got fire in his belly.
Shout out to James Trafford as well.
Yeah.
I think he's got an opportunity to be, of all the players here, not saying he's the best, but I think he's got opportunity because look how young he is. He's only 20 years old. Pickford has held down that number one for how long now? A ridiculous amount of time now. It's longest I've known any keeper in my time of watching football hold it down for England. So yes, Ramsdale's a good age and stuff, but I think if James Trafford continues doing what he's doing, he can be that person that just is the successor of Jordan Pickford.
Can I just
Pickford
ask you quickly as well? The 21s. I've always liked him. And I think he's quite all-round, a bit of an all-rounder. Curtis Jones.
I'm a fan.
Because it's a mixed bag of opinions with Curtis. I think he does his defending really well, disciplined. And
I think that's a stereotype, though, my personal opinion.
In what way?
In the fact that he's a young kid that's come through and he's got that, he oozes confidence.
Yeah, he does.
But people mistake that for arrogance.
Yeah, they do.
He's quality. He's actually quality on the ball.
Really good on the ball.
Yeah.
He is. Listen, I speak to John Henderson a lot. Yeah, I speak to John Henderson a lot, and he mentions Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott. And
I think Curtis played ahead of Harvey a lot the second half of the season because he does his more defensive mind, a little bit more physical in terms of being able to cope physically a little bit in that position. Now Harvey might end up playing a bit further more forward, but Curtis, he could develop into a really competent player, like somebody who could get. We're talking about players and end up in the full England squad. I'd be surprised if he didn't get to that level.
I agree. I'm a fan, and it's probably a little bit of a shame for him that two midfielders came in for Liverpool this summer. One is a big money signing, so the pecking order for him, it might be hard for him to break through, but I'm actually a fan. I think he can sometimes he's decent off the left as well. He's a good player. There's a mix, as you mentioned, there's a mixed bag about him. Like even when I see on Twitter, Liverpool fans, some are like, they're treating him like how some Chelsea fans are treating Mason Mount, like, oh, we don't care, get rid of him. I'm like, bro, he's a good player. I don't get it, honestly.
Yeah. And just as we finish, we've said to you guys, put your questions in your takes and we'll answer them. We've got a few here. Ozzy Osman, 28. That Roy Keane story at Sunderland was hilarious. Any other Roy Keane stories? Stay tuned because there will be more coming. They're too long-winded to do now, but I'm sure they will be coming. Georgie 1707. Danny, predictions for Núñez this season. Will he come good?
Do you know what? I really hope so because I really like the attributes he's got. He's quick, strong, and I know he's played off the left, but I only see him becoming a 9. I don't really see him being a reliable enough wide man because he plays off the cuff. He's like instantaneous is the word. He sees something, and he tries it, and he does it, and he flicks sometimes, and he's out jumping people, and he's running chat.
Yeah, he's chaos, innit? He's chaos.
That's the word.
He unstabilizes every defense. Somehow he's through all the time. And if he just improved his finishing, he would have scored so many goals last season. And I agree that I think long time he needs to be a 9. But the problem is his best performances came off the left last season. I think he squared it to Salah for like 5 goals.
Yeah, his numbers aren't bad.
Yeah.
But
his problems, Diaz.
People have put, but also people are putting a fee on his head.
Yeah.
That was his third season in professional football.
14.99. Did you guys see Sergio Aguero said R9, Henry and Suarez are the best 3 strikers ever? Thoughts? Fully agree. For me, in the time that I've been watching football, those are the 3 best strikers I've ever seen.
The 2 best strikers I've ever seen, Ronaldo and Messi.
No, hold on. No. They don't count. They're like...
Why do they not count? They play up front, score goals. They're the best.
They're not like the 9s, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, with the 9s...
I'd go Shearer, Henry and R9.
Shearer better than Suarez?
Yes.
No. What? No way.
Shearer or Suarez? If you want with you.
Nah. There's Suarez.
Really?
I'm going Suarez.
The X factor of Luis Suarez.
Suarez has amazing talent and skill and different things that Shearer couldn't do, of course. But if you said to me, pick one for your... I know I'd want with me in the trenches.
That's why. There's one name though.
Suarez is going to bite man for me in the trenches.
Saying that R9. R9. How good was he?
If we're talking 9s, would you not agree that...
Don't say Antonio.
No. I wasn't. Although... that's another episode done of The Take On. Thank you to Danny Murphy.
Pleasure.
Culture Cams for giving their bad takes. Yes, comment and subscribe to 5. We're here next week. Peace.